Greetings, brothers and sisters. This is a really big day on both my channels. I had a big kind of epic Hollywood celebrities dropping like flies on my other channel. Can't remember it all. I put that in the title because by the time I was done with it, I had like a migraine yesterday, so I was a little bit off later on in the day. And then I really haven't had a headache in about 2 months. Anyways, it's not important. But there's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to make a tie to that video at the end of this video with the Secretary of State winking, blinking, and nod, giving a speech at the UN about Putin and stuff, an impending World War III, a nuclear war, which apparently said, I'm not going to cover him saying that, but that was said. Anyways, but let's start here with JoJo Magoo. I got the Island Boys breaking up. Some weird Britney stuff. There's always something weird with Britney. Kanye doing a Good Morning America thing. I haven't watched that yet. And some other stuff. Queen. Something to do with Prince Charles, like little updates. That's kind of dead, but there's kind of something funny with that. But let's start here with JoJo Magoo. So he's at the Global Fund, which apparently you're paying into, taking your taxpayer money here. And somehow JoJo Magoo goes off on one of his wandering sprees.
Tuberculosis and malaria for good. Let's demonstrate our collective power to take on challenges that matter most in people's lives and deliver progress. We have so much to do. So let's get to work. And thank you all for all you're doing. God bless you all.
Let's get to work. Okay, so he wanders off here, right? Look at him. He's clueless. He doesn't know where he's going. Looks so feeble and old. Like, he looks like he wants to shake somebody's hand, but there's no one there for him. And he was like, I'm lost. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Do I stay here? What am I supposed to do? Like, he's totally clueless. He's doing a little dance there.
Mr. President, thank you.
He looks around. Who are you talking to? Is Barack Obama here? Who you call Mr. President?
At the end of such a momentous event,
he's looking at him. He doesn't know what to do here.
the word thank you seems kind of inadequate. But for all the
He's pointing himself. Am I there or here? What am I doing?
millions whose lives will be saved,
I think I'm supposed to leave.
for the communities.
Like, he just doesn't know what's going on here. He wanders off the stage. He's like stuck here. No, you're supposed to go up here. Guy's still speaking there. He's supposed to be part of it. And he's like, I'll just stand here in the shadows. Like, the guy's just, he's mentally incompetent. He's not getting it done at all. JoJo Magoo. It's almost like sad and embarrassing if it wasn't like he was such a scumbag. Kanye West went on Good Morning America. Yay.
This is the mother of my children, and I apologize for any stress that I have caused, even in my frustration, because God calls me to be stronger. But also, ain't nobody else finna be causing no stress either. I need this person to be least stressed and the best sound
That other person's Pete Davidson.
mind and as calm as possible to be able to raise those children.
Do you feel you have a voice as you're co-parenting now?
I do have a voice, but I had to fight for it. That hurts you when you have to like scream about what your kids are wearing. And it's just little nuances where there was a parallel to what was happening at Gap.
Gap, the whole Gap thing.
What was happening at Adidas, and what was happening in my home. It was all a kind of a disregard for the voice of something that I co-created. I co-created the children. I co-created the product at Adidas. I co-created the product at Gap. There's a parallel, and the parallel does touch on discrimination.
Even within your marriage?
Yeah.
How do you move forward now in
Kanye's great. He's back he's coming back around here.
the fashion industry when they're saying you can't even not only show Yeezy products, but anything bearing that likeness?
Oh, we got some new lawyers.
He goes through lawyers as fast as Trump does.
We really had to level up and show them who's the new boss in town.
He now plans to sell the Yeezy brand directly to consumers, something he argued about with radio host Sway back in 2013.
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How,
In fact,
Sway?
you take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man.
So
So you ain't got the answers.
Sway, almost 10 years ago, said, man, why don't you do it on your own? Was he right?
You know what? I will go ahead and say Sway had the answer. I know people are gonna be like, no.
So social
It was great.
media, you feel, is that more hurtful or beneficial to you?
That's one of my favorite questions this interview. I mean, we can use a car to rush somebody to the hospital, or we could use a car and accidentally hit somebody while we're rushing somebody to the hospital. So it's all in how we use
Do
it.
you have future political aspirations?
Yes.
Boom. He'll be back. Kanye 2024. Looking forward to that 1 week where he's running for president. That was a good week in 2020, but didn't last long. Anyway, that's Kanye. So one of my viewers pointed this out. I think I missed it. There's a Britney dance here we'll get to. Real generosity is doing something nice for someone who will never find out. But this was the one here. Now, I don't know whether here. Well, this is... She says, I wonder what this baby girl is watching. And I don't know where she got the thing from. But she's watching Spark Abilities on YouTube. And a baby shouldn't be watching TV. And look at this weird stuff. And God knows what... Looks like some sort of like... Some little kind of... hypnotic stuff there. And I guess they put out this stuff for young babies, which is messed up, and Britney Spears is thinking it's great, right? That ain't good. So that happened. Okay, so maybe I'm over it when I come to Maui. I'm sorry, but it's awesome here. I actually want to wake up earlier in the morning. I'm awakened here. Maybe it's my subconscious telling my conscious to be guided to places of awakening. I want to read that sentence again. I'm awakened here. Maybe it's my subconscious telling my consciousness to be guided to a place of awakening. Maybe I should go jump in the water naked. That's awakening, but I definitely don't want to offend anyone with big capital letters. It's a shout out to our kids. Psst, amen at the end of the song. Paris Hilton with a whatever that Paris Hilton does. And so here's Britney doing her dance here. There's a fancy arms. Did I show this before? Oh, arms above the head, fancy arms, back and forth. Oh, devil's horns. Yeah, whoa, exploding devil's horns. Look at my hips. Look at my hips. Look at my hips. Look at my arms. Look at my arms. Look at my arms. Spinning around. Like I go into a spin when I don't know what else to do. I'll spin. Here we go. Look at my hands. Magic hands. Magic hands. Magic hands. Spin, spin, spin. Magic arms. Up in the air. Ooh, look at my face. Spin, 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 cycle, spin, cycle. Spin, 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 spin. Oh, there you go. Up above the hand, reach out to you. I'll give you the ones of those. Yeah, kick two of those. Call me in the morning. Here, look at my Hulu dance. And there it is. Boom, boom. Here I am looking sultry. Sultry. All right, gotta go back down, back up again. Here we go. Back and forth, up and down. And back and forth and up and down again. And then spread up, open to the world. Reach out to the crowd, to the camera. Walk away. Put your hair in a ponytail. Do that. The Saturday Night Fever dance, and then up, back, and down, and up around again. I'm just making stuff up now. This isn't really dancing. It's just me running out of ideas. Okay, reach out to the side. Reach out. Hey, hide your face. And show your face. And reach up to the stars. And then do that with your hands. Point towards the sky. Devil's horns again. Okay, we saw this already. It all becomes redundant. Twirling and twirling. If at first it don't work, try it more times. So one of my viewers sent me this, Island Boys, the whole story, 135,000 views. Somebody spent a good deal of time putting this thing together, and it's 51 minutes long. It's not worth watching because I went through it in 5 minutes. I just, randomly did this and watched little bits and pieces of it. But there's some unanswered questions there that you might have. Like the Island Boys apparently are from Cuba. There was some, we didn't understand what their ethnic background was, but apparently they're Cuban. Their dad died when they were a kid, and it's according to this documentary that I have no idea whether it's valid or not. But their mom couldn't handle them and kicked them out of their house at a young age. They were in and out of juvie, and then they moved in with some friends, and within 2 days they were gone because they stole one of their roommates' Xboxes and money. And then they were kidnapped by some thug who they pissed off. And then they became the Island Boys during that period of time. This is where they talk about being kidnapped here. And they're low-life thugs, and then it just sort of all fell apart, which we know about. They lost popularity, and now they are split up. And this is according also to this one video by one of the brothers, these twin brothers.
These kids and stuff like that, and we gave them our hand-me-downs, like our designer clothes. We gave them, like, you know what I mean? Like, we gave them a roof to stay at, a name, an island boy name.
They gave him a roof to stay at. They let him sleep up in the roof with hand-me-downs.
Name, Island Boy number 3, number 4, number 5. And
they allowed them to call themselves Island Boys. They came and stay with them in their roof with hand-me-downs. They gave him an Island Boy name.
And all that and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Like, we like, I feel like I got backstabbed.
He feels like he got backstabbed.
So if you guys want to support backstabbers, then do that. But
don't support those fake Island Boy backstabbers.
All the people were leechers, and
they were leechers. Yeah, the guys were leechers.
Fake, and
they're leechers that sleep in the bleachers under the roof. And this guy with his grill.
Scam. They just want to use people for using people, and they literally are just preying on people's downfalls in front of people's faces and stuff.
Right, exactly. No one wants anybody who preys on people's downfalls in front of people's faces. Oh, yeah. The documentary that someone put together that I showed you pretty much confirms the Island Boys are as stupid as they appear. That it's not an act. They have, different versions of themselves that they present, but they're all stupid, right?
Like that. So, you know what I mean? Where's babe, there's no gum?
There's no gum? Give him some gum. He's doing a serious talk here.
Oh, you left in the yeah, you left in the bathroom. Yeah, so don't support no one. Me and my brother supported these kids for like how many months? It's not even in here.
You can't even find the gum.
We supported.
Maybe it's up on the roof where those guys you gave them they were sleeping up on the roof. Maybe they put it up there.
How many months? Hey, babe, how many months did we support these kids?
More than 6 months.
More than 6 months, right? I never asked them for no rent money, no.
Exactly. That girl over there, she can confirm everything this guy's saying.
Huh?
Like each one was like a longer.
Yeah, each one's different, but I never asked them for no money, right?
No.
Nope, it's confirmed. Secondary source.
Yeah. I never asked them for no money, no nothing. Yeah, Muhammad's a goat. You said what, babe?
Muhammad's a goat.
Yeah, I gave them money. You feel me? You guys could hate on me all you guys want, but at the end of the day, I was being a good person, putting people on their feet.
He was putting people on their feet on the roof with hand-me-downs and letting them be called Island Boy 3, 4, and 5. Thing 1, thing 2.
Giving them opportunities and stuff like that when I didn't even have to.
You didn't have to do that.
Nobody, nothing. I made it. Okay.
Where'd you go?
You guys thought? You guys can keep spreading out all these words and stuff like that in the comments and stuff like that. Yes, a lot of people would take the opportunity serious. And at first they were like really good at like hiding that they really didn't like me and my brother.
They were good at hiding it. up on the roof.
At first they were hiding it, but at the end their true colors showed. So
True Colors shows they actually didn't like us, and they were just using us for our roof and our hand-me-downs and they allowed we were able to give them the name Island Boy 3. They couldn't just become Island Boy 3 on their own. We had to give them permission.
once the true colors were showing, that's when I show mine. I'm like, you know what I mean, good, bro. What you doing, bro? You feel me? You tripping? You know what I mean? Saying you love, I appreciate that. Hey, double tap the screen. Snoop Dogg doesn't like me. That's cool.
Snoop Dogg doesn't like me. That's cool.
I know in this world a lot of people are not gonna like me. You know what I mean? I didn't come in this world for everyone to like me. That's what life is about. And some people like you, some people don't like you. You know what I mean? You're tweaking. I'm straight.
Yeah, you're not likable. It's most people.
Sober. Living life. I'm happy. Definitely. I'm good. I stutter. Stuttering is, I speak 2 languages, so stuttering is normal for me. If you got a problem with the way I speak, then whatever it is, what it is. He's a good man. Yeah, they hate him, man.
So this isn't the video where I'll show you the video where he talks about his brother and the girl that came between them. But some dude just shows up here.
DMs, bro. You didn't even slide back.
Yeah, bro, you're such a weird guy that you posted me on YouTube with a music thing and saying that you're talking bad about me or something like that.
Well, yeah, bro. You guys keep playing. You, Vlacky, everybody, bro. You guys play.
Vlacky, I'm literally just on live talking about myself. Here, you have a good night, bro.
Thanks for stopping by.
Someone said you're gonna end up not even having friends or you, bro. Fam, when I was alone, that's what created me, my guy.
He created himself when he was alone.
I hope I didn't waste my time. Time is more important than money. I hope I didn't waste my time. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, I love him. But ever since he got with this little with a problem. It's not him. It's not him. I don't have a problem with him. It's his.
Okay, so it's time to get out of Island Boy land. Maybe permanently. They're officially broken up, and the other dude doesn't have his Instagram page anymore. So it's all because of his girl, the woman. She's the Yoko Ono of the Island Boys. We them Island Boys. They were the Island Boys. We're now those Island Boy. And he's an island boy, and he got a girlfriend where 15 minutes are up. We no longer those island boys. He's not my island brother. We're both island boy, and we're going to still be on Cameo, just separately. If you need to get us in a Cameo, island boys. Conspiracy theory suggests King Charles' bodyguard has fake hands and arms. Notice the 2 different grips. He's got G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip, which was, it was the leading technology of my childhood. So that happened. Queen was exhausted by turmoil caused by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the book says. She was just exhausted. All that turmoil. Khloe Kardashian hints at her and Khloe Kardashian hints at her and Tristan Thompson's boy's name, but that was a mouthful. Khloe Kardashian reveals baby's name, documents his birth on Kardashian premiere. So my original guess was false. His name would be false because their other child's name was true. And so if anybody's got a pool going on this thing, It's probably no one would. They'll have to wait for their premiere because, they're withholding that because that's all they got, right? CNN has temporarily primetime assignments for Jake Tappa's, Laura Coates, and Alyssa Camaraderadara. Jake Tapper, Laura Coates, and Alison Camaraderadara will take on temporary assignments in CNN's primetime schedule at Warner Brothers. Tapper will host network's 9 p.m. from Washington, while Camaraderadara and Laura Coates will share anchor responsibilities at 10. Tapper is the first anchor to get a semi-regular perch at 9 since the much-scrutinized departure of the Times' previous slot's previous occupant, Chris Cuomo's. And so that's going to be a disaster. Alison Camaraderadara is annoying. I don't know who Laura Coates is. But Jake Tapper's is, he's a little bit smarter than Don Lemon's and Chris Cuomo's, and maybe a lot smarter. But he's way more whiny and annoying.
Just a reminder, I'm Jake, not Chuck.
That's it. I think I might have just had like some sort of magic power. But
Ignorantly, ghoulishly.
And so he doesn't do as many of their gaffes, but he has his own gaffes. And he's unwatchable. Like, people don't like him. He's less likable than Don Lemon's or Chris Cuomo's. So that's going to be a disaster. Okay, Laura Coates is the one that was dogging Don Lemon's when he made his announcement he was going to daytime, and she was laying into him pretty hard. He got mad at her. And Alison Camaraderadara, she's been annoying for years. And so Don Lemon is being replaced by these two women. Alison Camaraderadara was the one dancing with him. He was doing that dance, whatever it was. And she spells her name Allison like the most annoying possible, pretentious way, right? And Laura Coates was, like, she was interviewing him or talking to him about going to the morning show, and she was going to replace him. So that was like him training his own replacement. So that was great. So this is Secretary Blinken, which is a really horrible name for a guy who's ultimately going to end up playing chicken with the Russians in a nuclear war. Blinken, Putin's reckless nuclear threats must stop immediately. So apparently Putin has been making some nuclear threats. But he goes to the UN, and I caught a great little bit of it. I was eating breakfast or lunch or whatever it was when this was going on. I think breakfast. And, this guy starts talking about Putin. And most of the things that he says Putin is preventing from happening are things most of us don't want to happen, right? Most people in the so-called truth community don't want to see these things happen. Wait till he gives this long list of things. And it's like, well, I don't really want these things to happen, Blinken. Right? You can see for yourself here.
In fact, the entire UN system from working on the serious issues that we all want to focus on, like preventing a climate catastrophe, aiding tens of millions of people on the brink of famine, fulfilling the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, shoring up our interconnected health security, all issues that make a tangible difference in the lives of the citizens that we are here to represent, and that they are looking to us to deliver on. The overwhelming majority of UN member states are committed to working together on these issues, and our actions show that. Yet, while more than 100 countries have signed on to a roadmap to provide food aid to those who need it, and partners across Africa, Asia, the Americas, and Europe are working together to increase the resilience of global food systems, Russia for months blocked the export of Ukrainian grain to the world until the United Nations and Turkey secured a deal to let the grain go. And Russia continues to bomb and seize Ukrainian farms and silos, line its wheat fields with landmines, raising the cost of food for people everywhere. And while governments around the world are teaming up with international organizations, with the private sector, with philanthropies, to end this pandemic and make sure that we're better prepared for the next one, Russia is spreading misinformation and disinformation about WHO-approved vaccines, fueling vaccine hesitancy that puts people in all our countries at greater risk.
For most of us, people who listen to my videos, and the 30% of the people who don't agree with the official narrative and aren't psyched about really any politician, And all the people who are Republicans are not wanting any of these things, any of the agenda that Biden and the UN and various agencies are pushing. We don't want it. And it's a number of people in the world. I don't know if it's half the people, but most people just don't even know about it, right? The people who have looked into these things, they know what these terms mean. They know what he's talking about here. The majority of them, I think, more than half of them, don't want these things, right? The other people just don't know. They're like, all right, we trust you. We trust the UN. We trust the government, whatever it might be. But for those of us who don't want these things, right, this isn't what we want to hear, because we just are hoping that these things just never come to fruition, because most of these things aren't going to make life better for us. And I'm not saying I'm a fan of Putin or Russia or any of these things, but you can see the way they're treating him as a leader of a country that doesn't want these things is the same way they're treating many of us. Oh, you guys are just wrong, and they're just going to force it on us. They're going to do whatever they can to make these things a part of our future without our consent or any sort of a debate and the rest of these things. And I covered this quite substantially at the end of my last my video on my other channel, the one that's today on Apocalypse Now. Let me see what I entitled it. And so I said, mega celebrity dropping like flies, Madonna, Madam Expiration Date, and other things I forgot about. And one of those things is I get into how, truth or narratives, so-called conspiracy theories. The term conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorist is such a derogatory term, but everybody believes in conspiracies. Conspiracies are based in the word conspire, and people believe people conspire because it's pretty much in every movie, TV show, most stories, right? Most news stories. I mean, it's in, pretty much all these things. People's conspiring. And there's other words like liar and deception that are part of those things as well. People believe people lie, and people believe people are deceptive. Two or more people's conspiring to screw somebody else or multiple other people. And so when those are a reality of human behavior, and you have a government and media and power structure that has exhibited these behaviors over and over again historically, and the things that they're doing don't really sound right or feel right, or just, we don't like the direction the world's going, our country's going, right? So many of us, not just one party or the other, pretty much a number of people, probably 70% of people in America, aren't psyched in the way things are going. And I, for one, don't believe it can be fixed or changed. That's why I don't get all panicked or freaked out by it. I believe that, they don't probably want to do these things either. They have to, because the system is insolvent. But either way, people don't want it, right? And we know how they treat people who disagree. They, first call you crazy, and then it just escalates from there. But they never provide any real debate. You're just wrong, Whatever you're thinking is just wrong, and you're crazy for thinking it. You're crazy for thinking liars and conspirers would lie and conspire, right? If somebody's like cheated on you 10 times and you say, I think you're cheating, they're like, you're crazy. Why would you ever accuse me of doing that? Well, your whole life history, So that's where we are as a nation. You can check out my other video because they're intertwined. Like I was already making that video when I saw this, and I'm like, well, this is cross-referenced. But anyways, only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting for the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.